Welcome to WROL Broadcast. I am Hate Mail. With me today I have Loot and Kage.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Um, we're going to go ahead and do some raids recap and then touch on the new siege just briefly. And before we go hard negative, why don't we start by saying a few of the things we did like about the new raids. Loot, if you want to start, or Kage, I'm sorry, if you want to start. You said you wanted to go first.
Yeah, so I looked at the visuals. They were there. The visuals for the raids were brilliant. Like I can tell the art team did a good job on the sprites for the raid bosses. I liked all the Black Lantern theme stuff. Everything was very cohesive design wise. It's much better than fighting Steppenwolf like 100 times. So that was good. I really liked that. I liked how they brought the rewards from 500 million to 200 million. That's a good start. The focus on the Alliance style raid bosses was also better. And I think that's about where my positive feedback ends.
And how about you, Loot? Let's hear the positive side of things before we go into everything that's wrong.
I think I'm going to take it from a slightly different spin. I'm not going to repeat the things that Kage said because I agree with him. I'll say the $5 packs were great. In fact, I think maybe even unlimited $5 packs would have been even better. But that might be the only thing positive that I have left.
Well, I will say I liked, at first blush when the raids first came out, I saw the $5 pack, like you said, those are good packs. I really liked the skins on the lanterns. I thought those looked awesome, the new enemies. And when I saw the rewards for the Alliance, I was super stoked because that was pretty awesome. And then I was really excited when I saw the 200 million. And let's go ahead and go hard negative now. But the 200 million, assuming the raid bosses even continued to spawn, which, as everyone knows, a huge number of people, myself, Loot, included, couldn't get them to spawn. It doesn't look like anybody could hit the milestones anyway. Nobody even made it to 100 million. I think.
Nobody even hit 100 million.
So I'm kind of confused because I ran out of bosses.
I think they messed up the math. It sounds to me like they didn't calculate it right because these bosses were so low per boss. So even and they really messed up with the leveling too. So
the scaling was just off.
Yeah, the scaling was totally off. The amount you can get per boss was totally off. It didn't really matter for me because my bosses stopped spawning on Friday night. So, yippee. But for the people that could play, I know Sheriff Lobo continued to get bosses. He had 0 pausing of bosses. I was happy that he was able to hit that. What was it? Level 70 milestone.
Yeah.
Or 78 million milestone. But he, I think maybe only 3 people even got to that.
Well, I'm looking at the leaderboard right now. JP, who wasn't he the guy who got a billion over?
No, that was Bruce Wayne.
Oh, well, no, I thought he did too, but I thought Bruce Wayne was. They both were fighting for it. I know he was super high in previous ones. He was the number 1 guy, and he only made it to 99 million, and he is a hard grinder. So that's the most achievable you can possibly get.
So I just don't like the whole, hey, let's grind to X billion points. I don't like that format at all. Make it so the focus on the Alliance bosses was a good start, but I think what they should do is build on that. So merge solo and Alliance wars together, and I know that kind of screws people without alliances, but hey, it's 2019. Who doesn't have an alliance anymore?
It's a raid. I mean, raids are designed to be a community event.
Right, so make it merge the rewards into one, and then make it node-based so that people can just hop in whenever. Everyone just works on the nodes throughout the weekend, and then call it a day. Make it 8 nodes that people finish, or whatever, however many nodes, but make it achievable. And then
You
at the
can
end of
even
the
be
day,
80 nodes. I mean, that's fine.
yeah, whatever, But the point is, like, I want to be able to casually grind on my own time. And if we finish by Saturday night, cool. If we finish by Friday night, cool. Let the event roll all weekend.
It
We'll
doesn't
finish.
need to be this huge time sink.
Yeah. So, if Owls decide they want to get it all out Saturday night and then party Sunday, and then the events end Sunday night, then whatever. Why doesn't it have to be, oh, I have to wait till, 1 o'clock local time before I get the 150 boss bonds to grind the rest of the event? That's just stupid.
It's dumb. It makes the other days pointless. It's like, why did I play Thursday, Friday, and Saturday if I'm getting bosses that are 20 times as powerful on Sunday?
The other thing I did like, I forgot to mention, was the Alliance report, being able to see what people are doing,
Yeah, that was cool. I really like that.
which is great, but um, it just make it more.
Unnecessary? But
Um,
yeah,
I mean, I like your idea, Kage, but I'd just be surprised because they built out this whole UI. I'd be surprised that they'd want to dump it. But this boss spawning has been a problem since the beginning. So they need to make it so that, I mean, you could just have on the boss screen, like, just pay PvE energy to buy a board. And then if it's all randomized, and then you can pay to refresh it if you can't beat a boss or something. Do something along those lines so it's guaranteed so that you don't have a huge amount of people that can't even participate in an event. I mean, it's funny. I was actually happy that the event that I got locked out because I just didn't have time to. I mean, especially now that I saw that nobody got to the top milestone, so at least I feel like I didn't get to a competitive disadvantage. But with the Hurricane Dorian come in and all that drama, I just didn't have time to do it, even if I could spawn bosses. So it actually ended up being a blessing at the same time. But I mean, I just can't understand how raids are still so. I mean, there were some slight improvements, I will admit, but the boss spawning, it just I don't know why they run these events on weekends when nobody's there.
That's one of the biggest problems is they're running this major event with zero staff. There literally was nobody there.
Yeah.
Lights out.
I mean,
No
thousands
one
of
was there.
tickets, nobody's there.
Nobody's there.
So come on, guys. Do it when
They
people
had
are.
this one guy responding to tickets, Crardall. One dude. Not even, he wasn't even in domestic U.S. Nobody from that office was working.
Yeah, I mean, I
He
get it.
can't fix anything. He's a ticket logger. That's all he does.
So,
But there's another problem with the raids, in my opinion. It's mindless playing on auto. What's the point?
yeah,
Do you think that's fun? I don't.
not at all. And then not
I
only
don't think it's fun.
the few people that do enjoy it, since they got rid of the MVP, it became pay to win. So pay to grind, basically, is what it turned into.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that they got rid of the finisher. I'll say that as a positive.
Yeah.
But getting rid of the MVP was a big mistake.
Yeah, because everybody just hits and runs.
You hit and run. You hit, you get your points. You can even do zero damage. You could start it, or you could enter it. As soon as it loads, you can hit retreat, and you'll get full points. You'll get
That's
full
just-
XP metas.
that's really scummy.
Yeah.
And it happened. We saw it happen a lot.
And we had an alliance mate doing the same thing that we booted from the alliance. So
That's correct.
So yeah, that's a good thing about the alliance
Basically, you're stealing from other people. That to me is what it's equal to.
I mean, I get if you're sharing your own bosses, backing out to share, because people needed that, which is fine. But don't just go into the alliance boss and then retreat immediately so you show up on the scoreboard.
Yep, because you can do zero damage. As long as you entered, it was okay. You got your points.
So anyway, I guess that kind of wraps up the raid portion. Let's talk about the one other thing that really Well, first we saw that there was no rebirth tokens. We're being told, and hopefully this is the case,
For the login, for the login.
for the login, the rebirth crystals, that was supposedly, I guess that's a bug. That's what we're hearing. So we hopefully that will be confirmed soon, but we're pretty sure that's a bug. So that took a little bit of the rage out on that front. But then, and I know we mentioned before, thankfully I hadn't uploaded the podcast yet, but we were going to do the Summer Games contest for Siege. We are retracting that because they decided to release a new pack, which I wouldn't have minded the sale at all, and I probably would have happily just ran
I
in
would
and
have bought all 10 packs for 200.
no problem.
And
Except they had to have siege energy
now,
to it.
honestly, I'm not buying them out of principle.
I'm torn because I want the rebirth crystals, but I'm thinking about buying it and just not buying siege energy all month.
You could do that.
Because I figure it's a wash. That way I can.
I bought a couple so that I was at like
You
an
buy
uneven
that.
number.
You buy that. The execs can think, oh yeah, that's a great sale. Keep selling that siege energy up front on the,
Yeah.
during the month.
Well, Sheriff Lobo, we know bought them all. The guy that's in second place, we know bought them all because they have the exact same. They're like 1 point away from each other.
Oh, I haven't checked the scoreboard.
Yeah,
Well-
dude, day one, it's not even the morning. It's like the morning after it started. They're almost at 500 points.
Oh man,
Yeah.
there's like 20 people that have already bought it. Look, I'm looking at the
I'm
scoreboard.
ranked 17. I bought 3 crystals because I was like, I didn't want to have an uneven number.
Well, I'm looking at the scoreboard and top
Am I
10
no
are,
longer 17? Am I like 29 now?
yeah, you're 19.
19.
I don't know what the max points possible are right now.
And
Yo,
that's
you see the guy in
$60
30?
worth.
You see the guy in 30th place? Look at his name. How do you do that? That's so cool.
Oh wow, that is cool.
Who's in
Anyway.
30th? Kage?
No, it's Trey Jacks, but he's got like all kinds of weird symbols and different colors
What? So
in
cool.
his name. And he's level 42, so he's probably
That's a neat trick.
Man, people out here with that tech.
anyway. That we're completely off topic now, but so yeah, we're not happy about that. Siege is pretty much ruined. I don't care about getting first place anymore because now,
Yeah.
I mean, Sheriff
Don't
Lobo's
make it
proven
pay to win.
himself, so I
And
hope
we
he
are
wins.
retracting our $50 prize.
It was 100. We were going to move it to.
Oh, my bad. We're retracting the
Warner Brothers probably
$100
would have made more
prize.
money off that than this stupid sale because we might have been able to get a lot of people to compete, but now it's just 100% pay to win.
I just can't get with that. So
Yeah, so we're not happy.
there's a reason why, though. It's the only game mode that I enjoy playing. And I enjoy playing it because it's hard. And it really tests your skill level.
I mean, 42,000 gems was plenty to compete.
That was that was
If
enough.
they wanted us
That's-
to, they wanted more people to buy it. They could have just upped the siege rewards at the top. 10
That's like
rebirth crystals.
$175.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we were paying nothing.
And then you add this sale, and it's like a $400 contest. That's ridiculous. Because the rewards aren't worth it. I mean, it's cheaper just to buy the packs.
You're correct.
So yeah, very disappointing. And now we have with us Juicy Fries, the leader of the Court of Owls, who wanted to make a few comments about the raids and maybe the siege.
The court
sale
is
as
in
well.
session.
So take
Yes.
it away, Juicy.
So I believe some of these points have been made by my fellow Alliance members already. I personally am very soft on the raids. That the fact that it's been very heavy on the grind. But to me, for something so simple as spawning bosses still not working after all this time, just sounds really unacceptable to me. I mean, a lot of the members in our alliance cannot spawn any bosses, and we can't really do anything. And we resorted to have loot to do extra work just to secure our number one spot. I think this is not very fair for him, and let alone there are some other choices that the developers made in the raids that they could have done better. So, for example, solo raids do give Alliance energy. Why doesn't Alliance energy gives solo boss energy so that the whole raid can be a bit more sustainable, given that there's no more MVP and finisher? I just see myself running out of energy eventually, and another thing is this lack of legendary bosses, making it a very challenging grind to even hit a certain amount of milestone just to get the rebirth crystals. So, I mean, overall, it's just not a very good experience. And, well, that's a very basic summary of what I have in the raids. And I really wish the developers in WB can really try to improve on the next raid that hopefully may come in another 2 to 3 months. I really want them to make sure it's done properly. They have a lot of feedback from us already on what messed up.
Yeah, the boss spawning I think was the biggest thing because
Yeah,
it's
I
not
just
super fun, but if
yeah,
it's going to be a grind and not very fun, at least make it work.
exactly, and the whole grind is to make it worthwhile. I was looking forward to 8 rebirth crystals, and then I'm gonna buy another 2, and then I can rebirth my CAGA to RB3. That was what I'm looking for. I don't think I can do that now. Yeah, so I just want Raid to improve in the future.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Either that or just scrap the whole thing. I hate to say that because I want new
Yeah.
content and I want something to do with, rewards, but
Yeah, in terms of new content, I would say that's a long, different story. It's about thinking a different game mode. But I have commented on this before, as in just make a game mode that is red alerts on steroids. It's not that difficult. Just red alerts on steroids, node based, and that requires the whole alliance to do. It's already a huge step forward. I don't see how that's so difficult to do.
I
I
agree.
mean,
I would love that.
Marvel Strike Force managed to do that, so I'm sure DCL can do it as well. They don't, rather than grind, because right now, like everyone says, the game mode that really matters in this game is Siege, because it really is a test of skills. There's only so much you can buy the energy with gems, which leads me to my next complaint. It's the sale that we have today, this starter pack. £20, well, from where I am, because I'm from UK, £20 for those 200 frags and the rebirth crystal is no issue, but including Siege energy just completely defeat the purpose of Siege being a more skill-based game mode. And I can see it being really demoralizing to my fellow alliance mates. I know some of them still pull the plug to buy it, but I mean, to some other players, who really has the skill to handle the challenges in Siege, they get screwed over by these extra energy, and they might miss their rank now, or they have to buy their way up. I think that really defeats the purpose. And I don't know who decided to do that in WB, but for the October Siege, just don't do it. It's just not a good idea.
Yeah, and it was bad timing to happen
It was a
right
bad.
after the raid's failure.
Yeah, I don't know how things could have gone so bad. I thought August was pretty great. Booster Gold and Captain Atom are both like pretty solid characters. Because when Captain Atom was released, I already know there will be more characters in the future that will synergize with him with the whole disease mechanic, and Man-Bat is exactly like that. So I was looking forward to pair Man-Bat and Captain Atom, but I don't think I'm going to have a good September now because of all the mess-ups going on. I mean, I've been playing this game for almost 3 years. I still have. I won't quit the game just because of this kind of mess up. But I really hope that developers can communicate more and listen to us and try to do a bit more because we really are long-time supporters of the game. I don't want to see it, but just falling down all the way.
Yeah, this was the first time in a while that I seriously contemplating uninstalling this morning. I was really not happy with this game.
I was not. I have learned to take it easy whenever there's this kind of mess up, but I don't think someone like Loot takes this quite easily. He was
Yeah.
quite angry. Bowsy was quite angry as well. But given that they're a bit drunk, but still, I can see why
I
they're
had a
angry.
little more to drink last night than usual.
Yeah. I mean, I have to work today, so no drinking for me. So,
Yeah, work's canceled for me with the hurricane, but
yeah. Well, yeah. So, I mean, this is a quick summary of all the mess ups that happened recently. I just hope the developers can do something to improve it. I still have faith in them. I mean, it's a small team. They do what they have to do. But I understand that some players do not have the patience to appreciate that. They just see the results and they just complain straight away without seeing the whole picture.
yeah, I
That's
wish
just
they
my
would stop
opinion,
trying
yeah.
to do something big and grandiose like the raids. They built this whole new UI and all this stuff when they could have, like you said, just did red alerts on steroids, make it team-based, or I think they're trying to do too much with too little, and instead just give us a harder, more advanced version of things that already exist. And I think people will
Yeah.
be more than happy. You know, a new chapter. It's not hard to do a new chapter.
Oh yeah, and again, like you say, a new chapter like chapter 9 will be really useful because I am really struggling on XP maps. I'm also very struggling on the blue rings, and the fact that blue rings takes 500 gems to refresh is so expensive. It just puts me off of upgrading. I mean, if a chapter 9, if by any chance there's a chapter 9 where the last normal node has a chance of dropping blue rings like the others dropping green rings, I'm going to spend so much energy on that.
Yeah. I don't get it. Well,
I don't
to
get
keep
it,
this
yeah.
from getting too long, because we want the devs to listen to it, and I know from
Be short and concise.
yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
we appreciate you
Yeah.
coming on.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks.
You're correct.
All right, well, 15 minutes of our ranting.
All right.
Anything else to say?
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right,
Well,
guys. Thanks.
have a good day.
Later.
Take care, hey, Val. Good luck with the hurricane.
All right, thanks, guys.
Hey everyone, it's Tweetron. Thank you for listening to WROL Broadcasts. If you like the show, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/WROL Broadcasts.